name is Cynthia Jackson, and welcome to Lunch Talk. We are super excited. I'm joined here with our one of our directors of youth, Jen, and we are delighted to have Carlos Rodriguez, the owner of La Cazuela. We are talking to him, and again, we're just super excited. This episode of Lunch Talk is brought to you by Converge Online. This is an online Facebook community where we want to connect people and grow together in faith, community, and service. So thank you all for joining us. And guess what? We are live. Yay.
So exciting.
So if you hear extra noises or if we make mistakes, just roll with it, okay?
Just roll along with us because it will happen. I promise you. It will.
Okay. Carlos, before we jump into questions, we typically like to start our Lunch Talk series with a series of random questions. Mm-hmm. So I have to ask you, yesterday in our Facebook group, we did a poll on if you prefer queso, guacamole, or salsa. So I have to ask you, you are the tiebreaker. What is your top choice, queso, guacamole, or salsa?
Well,
you have to choose one.
Start asking these tough questions already. If it comes to me, I would go for the guacamole.
Oh, that would be mine too.
Yeah.
I love guacamole.
You have read a lot about guacamole and avocados and how healthy and good can be for you.
Oh, I love it.
And yummy if you prepare them right for a guacamole. So that's what I will get. In general, what I have seen over the years from my customers, that's the queso.
They choose queso.
Also called cheese dip here in Georgia. And so this is a choice number one. Maybe 6-7 tables out of 10 order queso when they come.
Okay, so this is good.
Mm-hmm.
My mouth is watering. This is really good. So I have your menu in front of me. So out of all the dishes here, what are your top two favorite?
Yes, yet again on particular for me, which is my way to be simple. I always try the so-called Speedy Gonzales, which is a legendary dish on the lunch choices.
That's always one of my go-tos.
Basic Mexican for the week. Rice, enchilada, taco, or beans, enchilada, and taco. You know, your dose, your thing for the week of Mexican. Maybe tomorrow you can do Chinese or Italian or something, but if you do Mexican,
that's what you gotta get.
Those cravings. So I
Speedy
order
Gonzales.
from the Speedy Gonzales.
What's your second one?
That's actually not 100% Mexican, but Tex-Mex cuisine, which is equally delicious and good. And if I feel on a different mood, I can maybe like a day like today, a little cloudy and cold.
So rainy today.
I get the chicken soup, which just puts me right up, ready to go for the day. Yeah. When I don't know what to eat, coming to the restaurant, you know, it's going around saying busy, I'm hungry, it's 2:00, let me eat lunch, and I don't know what to eat, I will go for the chicken soup.
The chicken soup.
Yes.
I have to get that next time.
That will really feed me for the day, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm tempted not to just keep eating, but I know I have to talk. So
I know, me too. The guac is so good.
For all
and
of you,
this salsa.
right.
Oh my goodness. I was eating some before we ever started. I couldn't help myself. It's so good.
Yes. So, well, thank you. And if you see everything on the table, if you just so happen to notice the Corona Premier glass, I guarantee you that is water, okay? If you were that observant and you saw the glass, it is water, I promise you, okay? Well, thank you so much. Again, we are delighted to have Carlos Rodriguez. He is the owner of La Cazuela. He was born in Mexico, went to college in Mexico, and majored in mechanical engineering, and then graduated from Georgia Tech with a master's of science in mechanical engineering. You have been married for 30 years and have 5 kids. So again, just thank you for having us. So I must ask you, restaurant owner, mechanical engineering. Tell me
Tell
how
us how
all
you
of
ended
that.
up how you ended up here.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I guess my approach of life is what is been guiding me on these 64 years that I am already, and coming from my family in Mexico. Um, I wanted to be the first engineer in the family. So I pursued that, worked
I
hard,
love it.
studied hard, went through and got a degree. And I was the first one in the family, proud and, kind of setting the standards for whomever was going to come behind me or the rest of the family.
Awesome.
It's my life, the approach has been more of a challenge myself than very structured or organized or uh, methodical or specific. I'm a little wild, going from
No.
one end to the other one. So, coming to Georgia almost 40 years ago, that was the thing. Of course, I was looking for Mexican food, whatever the food it was. We found a couple of places, eat, ate here, and prepare our own foods as well. But the focus was the college, I mean the master's. So I graduated, went back to Mexico, and back in Mexico working again, I had this phone call from a friend and say, how about going back to Georgia and open a Mexican restaurant? And I only can say is that I was young and wanted to be on my own business
Yeah.
and try something and have no regrets later on life. When you say I was young, I was single, I was no debts to pay, no nothing. I
You
had
living the good life.
no excuse to try and fail and go back. So I decided to come to Georgia, quit my job in Mexico, come to Georgia, and open a restaurant. And I never thought that was going to be my life, and it's been my life for 35 years
Ever
so
since.
far.
35
So
years.
was La
Wow.
Cazuela, was that the first restaurant that you opened?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
First and only one.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, how did you choose the city of Lawrenceville? What was the reason behind that? Did you just like this area? What connected you to Lawrenceville?
Yes. Eventually, we came to Lawrenceville. First location was in Norcross.
Oh.
Okay.
And with that, we kind of were established in Gwinnett County, which back 35 years ago was the most progressive county in United States, growing by all means. And so we say, we are not that good. We are just in the best place to be for a restaurant. A lot of people around here hungry, looking for food, and this is the food and success. It was not much of saying that we've had 10 years experience in restaurants and brought this to Gwinnett County. We just open and offer our food to people, and people like it, and we were able to manage that. So eventually, a future location was in Lawrenceville 25 years ago, almost 30.
So how long were you in the first location in Norcross?
That restaurant lasted for 10, 15 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Had more restaurants along my path of opening
Wow.
restaurants. There was a time when I had 8 restaurants.
Really?
Yes.
That had to be a lot to manage.
It was truly more like the phone call. Carlos, you need to come to Athens. Carlos, you need to come to Coming. Carlos, we have a place for you here and there. And I say yes. Sometimes I was not evaluating myself to be able to manage a company that big. So we opened those restaurants, and when we run them for 10, 15 years, 20 years, and the time came for sign new leases. I just let go some of them.
I gotcha.
And before I notice or realize, 30 years, 35 years have passed. And then I say, I really got to do something that I can handle properly and enjoy myself. So I am at two restaurants, good locations. Lawrenceville, which you see is a beautiful location.
It is.
Love it
On
down
the
here.
square. We enjoy it every day here.
And I love it up here.
And
You can see everything, enjoy some good food.
yeah,
The windows up here are
I mean,
beautiful.
this is a dream.
There's more food
Came
coming.
through.
It looks so good.
So
Oh.
It smells so good, y'all. You
We have
can't
been
smell
here
it,
for
but you can see
25
it. But
years.
it smells amazing.
Uh,
Okay, so that's
Soup
the
is
chicken
mine.
soup.
Yes.
Oh,
um,
Oh, it smells so good.
I know.
this is yummy.
Okay, y'all. This is the fajita. It has peppers, onions. I see mushrooms and lots of cheese.
This all looks amazing.
And so what this is the pollo sabroso. It's complemented with a nice side of chorizo.
Wow. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this crazy taco, but
Yeah.
that
It
is
looks so good.
serious.
That's legendary.
It looks so
Legendary
good. How have
crazy
I never
taco.
had that before?
Oh, wow.
Sorry, we're so distracted by this. Oh my goodness. This looks
Si quieres,
amazing.
déjamelo aquí porque a lo mejor van a
Where's your,
preguntar
wait,
algo del
did you
menú.
get that, Jen? Where's yours?
I don't know. You ordered for me, Cynthia.
I don't know, but here. We
Hey,
can,
that's okay. I'm just gonna
we
keep
can.
eating this
Yeah, we can
guacamole
share.
and salsa. Y'all look at this taco. I don't even know how to eat this, but that's okay.
How do
It looks
people eat
amazing.
the crazy taco?
Yeah, that's good. I guess you go first for the inner part, the lettuce and the cheese
I
and
gotcha.
everything that is on the shell. But the thing is that you cannot avoid to start eating the shell by your hands all the way until you clean the plate. That's nice and crunchy the way it should be.
Yes, it
And
looks
it's called
like it.
amazing.
crazy because that's a big, huge taco.
Oh, wow.
Of course, if you go to Mexico, you don't find crazy tacos in Mexico.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
I'm going to taste this.
I'm excited.
Ooh, yes.
Does anybody need anything else?
This all looks
Yes.
We're
so
good.
good.
This
Do
is
you
Thank
guys
you
want
so
some
much.
of this water for you? Nestor, le pasas un... Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All of
Gracias,
this
Nestor.
is delicious. It looks wonderful. Thank you.
I'll come back and check on you for your movie.
Ajá.
Thank
Gracias.
you. So 35 years in business. You have been very successful. What has contributed to your success?
Work. Once you set your mind that you want to do something, you better support that decision. And the restaurant business is a tough decision because just to start that 7 days a week, pretty much all day long. It doesn't mean that you have to be standing at your restaurant, but my phone is on 7 days all the way until midnight when they close the restaurant and go home. They can call me, Carlos, we have a leak on the roof, and okay, let me call somebody tomorrow.
They gave me your
I'm on
phone
for my
number.
restaurants. Yeah,
And I was surprised you actually picked up. I was like, oh, hi.
yeah. So one way or the other one, for all these 35 years, I have been on for my restaurants 7 days a week, and
Wow.
lunch and dinner time, 11 to midnight.
Wow.
So work, I can say is the most important action in this case. Then the other one is to figure out what you got into, so what you had to do. At the present time, challenge is to find the help that you need to run the restaurants. Employees, the right employees, and I go around and again I help my restaurants doing whatever they need, or I can help them on that day. But we had never seen this challenge before. It's a new challenge. I thought I have learned everything, but I am not. I'm still learning that things can get difficult, and then you have to keep up with those things.
Yeah.
Uh, the knowledge of Mexican food. Remember when I was going to come to Georgia, and I told my mom it's going to be to open a restaurant, and she started just trying to convince me against, what did you go to college for? It's a waste. You're
You're a
doing pretty
mechanical
good.
engineer.
Yeah, you're doing
The
pretty good.
typical
I
mom.
hear. Blah, blah, blah. And I say, gosh, I shouldn't open my mouth to tell my mom what I was going to do in 2 months, But I say, almost as the end of the conversation, Mom, at least it's going to be Mexican, not Chinese or other one. I'm Mexican, and I can say that I know Mexican. So
You definitely know how to cook.
Oh my
that was
goodness.
the
Yes.
setting. That was the
So
general
good.
setting. Gonna work hard 7 days a week. I'm gonna make decisions of all kind. It's my own business, so I have to be there for them. And I'm Mexican, so I know about Mexican foods. Let's go for it.
Nice.
I love it.
So, how do you find balance? Because you said this is 7 days a week, all day. So, like, what do you like to do to take your mind off from work? Or are you able to do that?
Yes. Well, I am who am I, So I can tell you the truth. I don't enjoy long vacations, not even a week. Maybe long weekends I can disconnect and enjoy and go to places Thursday through Sunday, come back on Monday. But I tell my wife, don't plan on any long-term vacations because you're not gonna have me there. I'm there, but I am not. I am thinking
Right, you're
on
taking the
the
phone calls
restaurant,
and
so
Yeah.
it doesn't
thinking
make
about getting
sense
back to
to
work.
be away for 7 days or longer if I'm not there. Uh, I enjoy the long weekend, short terms of vacation, and the balance. You're right as well. I am not complaining about this. I am just
Yeah.
telling that
Yeah.
you find your balance.
Yeah.
You find your balance.
I struggle with that balance.
I do too.
Which I see in
sometimes.
other people,
I
they
do
don't,
too.
they cannot, Some people
It's
come,
hard
say,
to
I
find
love
that.
the restaurant. Say, yeah, honey, you had to come on work on the weekends, every weekend. So you better be setting that on your mind if you really say that you love the restaurants. When everybody's having fun, that's when you're going to be working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because they are out going to restaurants.
Yeah. Whenever there's
And
like
you're
events,
taking
I
care of
have to imagine
those.
going on downtown here too. It gets
You
really
see?
busy and
So that's opposite in that way. One other thing that I learned was that there is people that likes to work in restaurants, Nestor and Will, they are people from the restaurant. They won't go home happy if they don't see 200 faces that day. They cannot sit on a desk and work long hours themselves. They will just go crazy. They need to see people. They need to rush. They need to stress. They need to take care of people to have a good day. So you have to find the right people to work in the restaurants.
yeah, that makes sense.
And they are.
Wow. So, for anyone wanting to either start a business or even go into the restaurant business, what would you? What are two things you would tell that person who's thinking about starting a new business or a restaurant business?
With all your experience.
Yes. It has to be on your inner part. You maybe had to have some kind of entrepreneurial genes, desire, or something. Something that
Yeah.
I want to be
Some
on my own
spark or
business. I want to do
something.
my own business. I
Yeah.
had it, and I always thought I was going to be welding shop, casting foundry, something on the mechanical engineering. That's who I am. And then somebody say, hey, let's go open a Mexican restaurant. It sounds good, Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So it has the entrepreneurial
Yeah.
desire, what it just kind of puts you there. And maybe you find that you were not for that and you fail, and then you go other part or another business, and then eventually two, three tries, and then you succeed. For
Nice.
people that they really want to be on their own business. On the Mexican restaurant, again, it was more of learning how it works and then find how you can make it work better and kind of smooth operation, good, bringing yourself to the restaurant, the class or category or image that you want on your restaurants. Like our restaurant is pretty good for, we say, middle class people. It's not an upscale fancy restaurant. We are not fast food. We are just a concept that we like to see people coming, have conversations. Uh, we get to the point that we know them and their families, and they get to know our own families, and then every time we see them coming, we can have
Yeah.
that's what you do when you go casual. You're gonna go see friends and enjoy Mexican food.
Nice.
It's not like you're going through the fast food
Yeah.
window and you don't know anybody. You just grab the food and go home.
Yeah.
Here
You get to build
come-
relationships.
Here you come for a little social time.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love
Well,
that.
Which-
well,
nice.
you said this isn't fancy. So since the pandemic, I haven't really gone out to eat. So anything outside of my kitchen is fancy. So I'm loving all of this. This
It's
is
so
fancy
good.
to me.
It's so good.
It looks nice. The food looks delicious. Such a great setup, and I love it. I haven't been up here before, so I love all of this going up here. So
Yeah,
kudos
this
to you.
upstairs is beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
This was actually one of the, so I've been in Georgia for 6 years now, and La Cazuela was one of the very first restaurants. I think I went to it my very first week that I moved here, and I've loved it ever since. So I just want to say, like, thank you, for building such a beautiful place and
Yes.
beautiful space for relationships, especially right around the corner from the church. It's been a blessing to me. So,
Thank you.
and I'm glad I got to tell you that you today. So thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much. We are who we are, and even maybe had tried to change things. The concepts are so ingrained that you cannot change Nestor or Will or the girls before, below, or my kitchen staff. We do what we learn to do, and we do it every day, professionally and good. So after this pandemia, I realized that we have a product that we know how to do, and a lot of people we're looking for just coming out from their own homes or places where they have been kind of secluded. And everything we have is made fresh every day. The rice, the beans, the fajitas, the cheese and the guacamole and the chips. So fresh food, homemade style. It makes everybody happy. It doesn't has to be the most authentic food from South Mexico or the most elaborate dishes from a chef. It's just good, homemade, fresh, basic food that we prepare every day because that's what we learned to do back to 35 years ago, and we keep on doing that.
It's so
Wow.
good.
I mean, if you have something, you're selling something, and you have something for your business, and you first need to know what you have, so how you can sell it, and you can make customers happy. And I realized that we have all these recipes, and we know the vendors, ingredients, people to put them together and produce a product every day that will make people happy. Say, let's just keep doing that.
And do that and do it well.
Yeah.
So good.
And I had really not to do anything big, different, specific, or nothing after we reopened. But than focus on do what we know and have known for all these years and do it right every day.
I love it. Consistency and just
Yeah.
putting out a good product, good
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
So final question. What is next for Carlos and La Cazuela? What's next?
Yeah, that's interesting. When I turned 60 2-3 years ago, I say, what am I gonna do with my next 10 years? You know, I hope I can be around and active, and I say, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I need to find my sweet spot on my life yet again, where you can enjoy your time, you can hopefully make some money, you can also talk and see your customers, friends, have time for your family, and I mean everything coming together nice. That's sweet spot in your life. So I realized that 2 restaurants will do good for me, not one but 2, because the restaurants help each other. So you had 2, you have a better time than just one. And these 2 restaurants that I have are really good, good teams of people working. They have a total of 65 employees,
Wow.
about 35 here and 30 in Beaufort. Some of the employees, they have been with me for 20, 25, 30 years.
Wow.
My kitchen manager, the one that just cook all this, is pretty much along with me for all these years, 30
That's awesome.
years.
It's got to be a beautiful family,
Yeah.
within your staff.
It is. So I don't say that we go happy every day, but we go, and we understand each other. And their personal goals are mine as well. They support their families. They want their kids to grow up and be successful people, integrated in the communities where they are, and that's a very nice payback from the restaurants to see how come people coming along, they progress as well, and they do good on themselves.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Carlos, thank you for joining in with
Yes,
us
oh my
and talking
goodness.
to us and sharing your story.
Yeah,
Yay.
and your
gracias.
wisdom. Thank you
Let's
so much.
eat,
Yes.
because
Yes.
Mexican food has to be hot in order to be good. Not
Yes.
cold, but hot.
Let's
So
eat.
let's eat something, and you
Yes.
want to come back to the conversation.
Yes. Let me close it out first before we dig in. Thank you, everyone, for joining with us on Lunch Talk. We appreciate Carlos. Please go out and support your local restaurants and
Yes.
tell the owners and the managers just a big thank you for all that they continue to do. Join us next time, next Wednesday at the same time, and we will be live at McRae's. See you later.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Gracias. Bye-bye.